Come on,
No! Give him a second. Okay, first of all, for everyone here from Dad's first wedding, welcome back.
I don't know how to use
Oh yeah, I
For those of you who don't know us, you're probably at the wrong wedding. We are John's financial burdens, his never-ending source of worry, passengers for his very reasonable taxi service, customer who cooked his childcare, and for today, his two incredibly proud, if not slightly impatient sons.
This speech might feel like the longest 15 minutes of your life, but after making us wait 20 years for this, I think you can cope.
Yeah. We'd like to just start off with a few thank yous.
Wonderful staff here today.
For Nicola's rice salad.
Oh, yes.
For everyone's love and support and your attendance today.
Nicola's rice potatoes.
The boys, and especially Rufus, for being such a good ring bearer.
For Nicola's breaded chicken.
Ellie for doing the makeup, Robin for walking the boys down the aisle, and to Tonya and Colin for their support, kindness and help us today.
Nicola's sausage meat stuffing.
Stan and Harrison's support and for giving her away to our dad.
I need to think of something for Dad. Carpet cheesecake.
To our gorgeous bridesmaids for literally everything and for being ever supportive, if not slightly loud gurus.
And last but certainly not least, for never having to hear again, maybe next year. Maybe.
Don't worry, we're not done.
I'm getting tucked up here, and
Now, as per tradition, we have been rehearsing hard and have decided to sing and perform a cover version of your first dance.
That's solid. Right, let's get on with it, shall we? November 2003.
And just like Del Boy fell through the bar, Dad fell in it.
Shut up, Joe. Get the tissues out for this next bit. Joe and I's first memories of Nicola are very different. We're at very different times, so we've written our next bits very separately.
So, what to say about Nick? I could talk endlessly about the fact that she's eternally kind, caring and funny, and that nothing will ever be too much for her to do for someone else. But the biggest testament to that is that everyone in this room already knows.
Exactly.
When Nick met our dad, she understood from day one that she wasn't just entering a relationship, she would also have the responsibility of looking after two kids at totally different stages of their lives. One being handsome, harming, quick-witted, and the other one...
Thanks, Joe.
Not only did Nick never falter in her support and love for us, but the amazing thing is that it's only got stronger every day since. Countless wonderful holidays, Christmases and days out are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the things that we're forever indebted to Nick for. Just as well as that constant love and support, and a few examples of some questionable singing. We also gained a brand new family as well, who just like Nick welcome us with open arms. Jess and Harrison for being like siblings to us, Harry for being my golf and NFL partner in crime, and to Laura, Kath and all the cousins for making us feel welcome and for all their kindness and hospitality.
Yeah.
Hopefully you all know how much you mean to us and how much we have loved being a part of your extended family for all these years and many more years to come. Now the last thing I want to say before I pass over to Ben is just a thank you. Thank you to Nick for making Dad eternally happy, and for your love and support the last 20 years, and for the years ahead we have with you in our lives. Thank you for all the time you spent helping me in every endeavour, event and big moment in my life, And thank you for not just acting like a parent, but for being one.
How you got through that? I don't know how we're going after this. Okay. Right. First thing that comes into my head about meeting Nicola was the time that Dad and I went to buy an electric guitar and an amp. Yeah, it's all Dad's fault. And I'm sure this was partially a bribery tool, if not like birthday, Christmas, because after this, a visit to Nicola's flat in Islington occurred. I would be lying if I told you exactly how I felt during that time, but what I do remember is the incredible pizza that we had from that pizza and his leftovers for breakfast the next morning. There's always been food on the brain. What I do know is that I wasn't always easy to be around. Someone fairly new to the family, this couldn't have been easy. In fact, I made my own mother's, father's and Nicola's life hell.
No, you didn't.
Give me a second. Divorce brings out different emotions and different ways of dealing with it as a 14-year-old. And despite how often I shouted, would stay out late, or how I would wreck the house after a party after they were away, forgiveness was always a day or two away. As a teenager, a young adult, you don't really know what you have until all of a sudden it clicks. And for me, the moment I felt this all clicked was Dad's 50th birthday. Because Nicola and I spent months planning his party at the house, meticulously organising everything from buffets to badges. We'd spend hours ordering and organising. But this is not to say this was the first time that Nicola showed who she truly was or how she could be. For the entire time that she's been in my life, she's always been so kind, loving, giving. It's incredible to find someone who cares so greatly and so deeply as Nick does. Over the years I've known her, I've seen this love expressed unconditionally, which has forever gained my admiration and respect. Joe was a child when you came into our lives, and you were never scared to go all in, like your own, like you've done with all of us. You have always treated my wife like one of the family, and I'll never forget how you welcomed Ellie with love, bringing her into the family with arms wide open and a cup of tea. And then, of course, that brings me on to Nanny Nicola, or to be precise, Nanny Pop Pop.
Nanny Pop.
Blood means nothing when you're a person like Nicola. You truly are a one-of-a-kind nanny to our boys. Sorry. The constant support you give to myself, Ellie, with caring for our boys is second to none. The pure love you show and give to them is enough to make anyone jealous. Our Rufus adores the ground you walk on, as we all do, and Rory beams when he hears your voice. We're all so lucky that you fell in love with our dad, that you stuck around through the thick and the thin, that your family became our family, and my little family could join such a family with you in it. The old saying is very true, you don't have to be blood to be a mother, and you, Nicola Cook, are one incredible mother and grandmother. We love you very much.
Alright, enough of the crying. Let's move on to Dad. Papa, Dadla, Padre, Cookie, Pop Pop. Dad has always encouraged us to be whomever we want to be.
For example, I don't know if any of you remember this, Dad's work stars in the Rise performance as the late great Meatloaf, because you guys performing Back Out of Hell. Still remember every single word of that song due to the 1,000 hours of rehearsals. But guess what? He won. Must have done something right.
And the returning year, Dad's diversity showed its true colours, as he returned not as Meatloaf, as the ever-manly, deep voice, Britney Spears. And along with this encouragement, Dad has always taught us some simple rules and tips to get along with life.
Don't put your hand on his shoulder and never tell him to relax.
Whatever you do, never tell Dad or Mark Saxon where to sit in the Romford McDonald's after a night out.
Always watch where you walk on a cruise ship after drinking too many rum punches on an excursion.
Never hire an electric scooter in Berlin.
9 trays of baby Guinness shots at 3 o'clock never work on a stag do.
Slightly different one. Never trust Ben to drive to the correct hotel.
Thanks. Never eat yellow snow.
Don't piss in the wind.
And last but not least, Always finish the night on the lash with a pint of Guinness and a pack of 10 mini rolls.
So talking of stag do, it seems to have crossed the minds that fines are still to be collected, so we thought we'd use today's opportunity to do so.
Hasn't it just, boys? Hasn't it just?
For context, these were simple fines on the day of the races whereby a fine of £5 was issued for each contravention of the rules, be it from having 2 drinks or from saying the words West Ham. The following is still to be collected, and Ben will be coming around later this evening to collect a happy cash relic.
I've got some change ready for some of you as well. Right, where's Andy? Andy, you owe a £5. Big Pete, you still owe a £5. Yeah, I know. Harry, you still owe a £5. Mark, you're on a £10. Joe's 15.
Oh dear.
Cookie, you still owe me 25 quid. Last but not least, Colin. Hold on. Did I write this down right? Colin owes £6,375.96.
I mean, how it's 96 we'll never know.
Yeah.
On the topic of money, we probably should mention our personal ATM. There isn't another man alive we would want to have our back more than our dad. Wherever he goes, he'll always know somebody. From Tarantino's in Hornchurch to a Caribbean cruise. There is always someone shouting at Cookie. The reason that I mention this is that he must make such a lasting impression on every single person that he meets. And they will always remember him. Dad will always be the first one at the bar. And he'll always be the last one dancing while the rest of us are all exhausted. And it's fair to say, it's not always been easy for him, but throughout it all, he's never lost the ability to put everyone else first. For a man so tall and tough, you wouldn't know with a heart so sweet and gentle as his. An incredible role model, friend and father, and there really isn't anyone that we'd rather spend a Saturday afternoon on Coldblow Lane with.
In August 2020, Dad's job expanded. He took on a new role as the mighty Pop Pop. This new role would give him a new perspective on life. I know it's me. Give him a new perspective on life and make the COVID experience much more enjoyable, as he got to be our bubble and care for his grandson. A testament and tribute to Pop Pop was to have his middle name as Rufus's middle name. From trips to the zoo to walks around the park, days with Pop Pop have always been exciting and enjoyable for our Rufus. Then in February of this year, the next little man came along, with 2 grandchildren to spoil, explore life with, a Caribbean cruise a few months later, a wedding to pay for. Dad's made the logical and financially sound decision to retire. A decision that has meant he can spend more time with his grandchildren as and when he wants to, and enjoy his life with his now wife and do all the things that he's wanted to do. Joe and I as Pops is a one-of-a-kind grandfather who supported us at every event we have taken part in. And now it is very obvious to us that that approach of grandparenting has rubbed off onto his own son. As Pop Pop is everything our Pops has ever been to us. To Roy.
Dad, it's not Rory Roy's dad.
Carry on, I'll get you a drink.
So, condensing this speech today down to the length it has been difficult. I mean, how do you share a lifetime of admiration and respect into a few minutes? The men we are today is in thanks both to the pair of you and how you raised us, loved us and cared for us. Your love and commitment to each other throughout the last 20 years of life's ups and downs are evident by the wonderful people we're sharing today with, and the family and friends that have witnessed you both seal that love today and wanted to witness. So I think, let's raise a toast.
To the newly married couple. Little Dad John and our new stepmother Nicola. To Dad now we've got Nick.